Anytime you talk to anyone who has been in Lincolnville for a long time and they start to tell a story, there'll be music in the story.
I grew up here, like from a little baby. Well, we moved here when I was 5 from Utah, and I went to CPS downtown, which is my first school.
I was born in Connecticut, and my mother and I and my father and I came down here when I was 12. When I played at Scarlett O'Hara's when I was 17 years old or whatever, I made $100, you know, and guess what bands are making now at Scarlett O'Hara's? Pretty much $100, $125 a guy. So, and that was 20 years ago.
I would like to see growth and more opportunity for growth. I, of course, would like to see the revenue expand a little more, and also maybe more venues for people who are up and coming.
This is such a vibrant local music scene. It's just amazing. The talent that's here is stunning. You can go into a place where you don't expect to hear anything, you know, okay, it's going to be a dance band, and then you go, woo! So I get blown away all the time. I don't think there are very many towns of this size that have the richness of music and musical talent that we do here.
I'd say one thing that changed in St. Augustine as far as music is there's a lot more musicians here now, and there's a lot more really talented musicians, which is really nice. But it still has that small town vibe. Like everybody in the St. Augustine musicians community, we support each other.
I think what is different here, I think what sets it apart, or what is important when it's a small town, is the artists support each other. It's such a, okay, how can I help you? What do you want to do here? You know, talk to this person. It's that very close-knit community that's very supportive as opposed to highly competitive. And it just keeps growing. I
grew up in this community. I know that it's tough, you know, if you're wanting to make a living at it.
Lorelei is the one who really brought it back from the grave. It had been a staple in the community for, I would say, at least 30 or 40 years. It had happened every year. And then it had gone away. For probably 5 or 6 years, it had gotten really big, and they had moved it to the Francis Field. And I feel like once it was taken out of Lincolnville, it kind of lost its mojo, and so it was good to see it come back, and it came back with a vengeance.
I think it's great, and I'm really glad it's come back. I'm a big blues jazz fan, so to me, to have that come back with the vibrancy that it has is just really terrific. I mean, the talent you hear at that festival is just amazing. It's an expression of the community. This is really very much a close-knit community. It's very diverse. It has a lot of different people from different backgrounds, but it's a real community. So I think that the festival is really a reflection of that community.
You know, I like to support my friends if they're playing in the Lincolnville Festival, but I always like when it's happening, though, because it feels alive, you know, and it really does raise the vibe in the neighborhood and bring people in and raise awareness and breaks down barriers.
I actually had an opportunity this year to sit down with the founder of the festival, Lorenzo Law. He talked about it. So when he founded the festival, it was Lincolnville's way of opening the doors. So this was a time like 70s, 80s, where like things were rough. Not just racially, but also neighborhood to neighborhood. And it wasn't like it is now, downtown, with downtown being so touristy, you know? And so it was literally like people running extension cords into their house, and people like cooking fried chicken in their house and coming out and like, just like, I don't know, it was a true community event. And so to see it evolve, which is a good thing, you want things to evolve, but you don't want them to evolve to the point where it's not what it was anymore, or so I think it's good that it's back in the neighborhood. And it also, you know, it was a source of pride for the neighborhood. So as long as there's some place to come together in camaraderie, you know, that's what's important.
I think it would be a really fantastic thing to see more music in Lincolnville, in festivals, and just to raise awareness about this beautiful community that we have here, and, you know, just to bring some light to all that's happened in this neighborhood over the last who knows how long.
The new board president of the Excelsior, Lincolnville Cultural Center and Museum, and part of what is being discussed is, can that become a music venue of some sort? because so much of the history and culture of Lincolnville is blues, jazz, soul. So, we'll see what happens. Somebody said something about Nashville, and I said this is on its way to being another Nashville.